And now we're back with television from the landing site as technicians from RSC Energia begin the process of opening the hatch and extracting the crew.
Экипаж благополучно сел. Не знаю, довели вам уже информацию? Нет?
You can see the glare of the early morning sunlight on Monday morning at the landing site in Kazakhstan, where the temperature is in the low to mid-60s. A cloudless sky. A Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center photographer peering inside the open hatch to the Soyuz vehicle. The process of removing the crew from the Soyuz typically is a short one. The desire is to get the crew members out of the Soyuz as expeditiously as possible, placing them in their reclining chairs for a few minutes to acclimate to Earth's gravity before they are carried in those chairs to a nearby inflatable medical tent that's in the process of being erected as we speak. And there's our first view of Gennady Padalka, the Soyuz commander, veteran cosmonaut, as he sits in the bright sunshine of a Monday morning, having completed his fourth flight into space in 711 days, making him the fourth most experienced space traveler in history. And Padalka taking a sip of tea, which is customary for returning crew members at the landing site. The only three-time commander of the International Space Station, smiling, waving. The rapidity of the arrival of the search and recovery personnel to begin the process of extracting the crew, indicative of how on target this landing was for the Soyuz spacecraft. Once again, the Soyuz spacecraft with Gennady Padalka, as you see in this live view from the landing site, along with his crewmates, Sergei Revin and Joe Akaba, landing on target at 9:53 p.m. Central Time. That is Alexander Poluchin, a member of the Rosaviatsa Search and Recovery Forces, talking to Padalka, old colleagues, longtime colleagues. This video courtesy of the Russian Federal Space Agency. Once again, the Search and Recovery Forces, RSC Energia vehicle personnel, still working on the extraction of Sergei Revin and Joe Akaba from the Soyuz spacecraft. Gennady Padalka, as is customary, due to the fact that he is in the center seat of the descent module, was the first to be extracted, having an opportunity to sit in balmy Monday morning weather in north-central Kazakhstan, just north of the town of Arkalyk. Once the crew members are all out of the Soyuz capsule, there is cargo, some minimal amount of cargo that is returned for both the Russian side and the U.S. side from the International Space Station to be removed from the Soyuz spacecraft and disposition for return to their respective locations. Once again, Padalka, Revin, and Akaba will be brought inside the inflatable medical tent. As is customary, they'll be carried in their reclining chairs to have initial medical exams and to have their Sokol launch and entry suits removed. They'll be adorned with more comfortable flight suit clothing, and then they'll board respective helicopters for a 1-hour, 50-minute flight back to the staging city of Kustanai. Padalka and Revin will board a Gagarin cosmonaut training center aircraft in Kustanai to fly back to Chkalovsky Airfield just outside of their training base in Star City, Russia, outside of Moscow, while Joe Akaba boards a NASA Gulfstream jet at the Kustanai Airport to fly back with NASA personnel to Ellington Field near the Johnson Space Center here in Houston. The veteran Gennady Padalka sitting calmly and placidly at the landing site, waiting for his other crewmates to join him in reclining chairs. The Soyuz spacecraft operated to perfection all the way from the time it was launched back on May 15th to send Padalka, Revin, and Akaba to the International Space Station, docking on May 17th. The 4 months for these crew members on board coming to an end with their undocking from the International Space Station a little over 4 hours ago, setting the stage for the deorbit burn that began an almost hour-long journey back through the Earth's atmosphere to the landing site just north of Arkalek. Orbiting high overhead during all of this.
Как ваше самочувствие? Самочувствие прекрасно. Как проходил? Что?
You both lifted up faster on the back of the car.
Он сам распределил практически приземление. И по перегрузке, как была прогнозирована, они уходили в атмосферу, поэтому всем огромное спасибо, кто готовил наш спуск, за надежность, за перегрузку. Все великолепно.
Впечатления не изменились после очередной посадки, после встречи с Землей?
Нет. Уже как привычка. 4-й раз как привычка.
Padalka answering some questions from members of the media at the landing site. Second crew member now out, and that would be Sergei Revin, we believe. The crew members who are situated in the left and right seats of the descent module take a few more minutes to extract than the commander, who is a straight shot out of the center seat through the hatch. And we are awaiting the extraction of Joe Akaba. Sergei Revin, the flight engineer, home after his first space flight, 125 days in space.